All right, welcome to geometry. We are doing lesson 1-3 translations. Today's date is Friday, August 28th, 2020. Our objective today, who would like to read that? Hazy, go for it.
Calculate and graph translations
Numerically and graphically, yeah. I think you cut out there a little bit for the internet. Yeah, thank you. Translations are typically the easiest thing you will ever see in geometry. Um, I, maybe I should never ever say that again. If I say it's easy and then you're struggling, then am I stupid? No, okay. So they're not very tricky, I should say. Maybe that's saying the same thing. Anyway, translation. So, and if I have my pre-image or my source at A and my image is at A prime, what did I do to get there? I went 6 units right, 3 units down. How do I annotate that? I can say it's a translation by, and these are kind of like a vector. It's the kind of it's not a parentheses, it's a, I don't know what those names are, but they're like kind of sideways V's. You can say 6, -3, and that always means translation. You can say translate by 6, and then use words here. You can say 6 right and 3 down. And then this is the most formal way that you can say it is if I input any sort of X or Y coordinates, this is going to be a function that will apply a translation. And then you can say X plus or minus something, Y plus or minus something. Who wants to do that one? Go for it, Wyatt.
Would it be x plus 6 and y minus 3?
Exactly, Y minus 3. And notice that there's not really an order. I could have said 3 down and then 6 right. Just the fact that this has the X coordinate first and the Y coordinate second is kind of important, but you could flip these around. I could have gone 3 down first and 6 right. It doesn't matter the order. You'll still get to the image correctly. All right, so let's try example number 1. Does anyone want to read this one? Esha, go for it.
The point P is the image of P -2, 5 under a translation by 4 units to the right and 6 units down. What are the coordinates of P?
Yeah, and then that symbol up here is a prime. So
Oh,
P
right,
prime.
P prime.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so we know what we started with. The you can label this as the source or the pre-image, whatever you want to call it. This is the source, P, and then we apply a translation 4 units right, 6 units down to this thing. What are our new coordinates for P prime? Who wants to do this one? Charles, go for it.
So if it's 4 units to the right, you would add that to -2 and get 2. And then 6 minus 5 is -1.
Yep, so 2 plus 4.
5 minus 6. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, 5 minus 6 is
Okay,
-1.
Yes.
And then you can say P prime is 2, -1. Perfect. Yeah, thank you. And I can label this a little bit better. Those were the X coordinates. These were the Y coordinates that we're working with over there. Yeah, I mean, it's relatively straightforward. You just have to know that right is talking about the X, and then down, let me move this box out of the way, down is talking about the Y in terms of our axes. That's the trickiest bit of that one, I think. Cool. And if there are questions, you guys can raise your hand. Otherwise, we're moving on to example number 2. I'll leave example 1 there in case you're still copying it down. I need to wait a little bit to let you guys copy this down, and then I'll call on someone to read it. All right, so example number 2, who'd like to read? Yeah, Wyatt, go for it.
The point Q prime is the image of Q -5, -6. A translation XY is equal to X plus 10, Y minus 3. What are the coordinates of Q prime?
Well said. All right, thank you. And someone else. How do we do this? I see Esha has her hand raised. I think you just read the last problem too, so you can do some math. Go for it, Esha.
So I would do -5 plus 10, and then -6 minus 3. -6 minus 3, and -5 plus 10 is 5, right?
It is indeed 5. Yep.
And -6 minus 3 is -3, right?
So
Or no,
not quite. You can think of it this way. You can say
-9.
plus a negative. You can
Right, negative. So it's -9.
-9. Exactly. Yep. So what's our final answer?
Q prime is 5, -9.
There it is. 5, -9. Thank you. Really liked how you explained your work too.
Thank you.
All right, then we move on to example 3. I need another person to read.
I
Go
can
for it,
read.
Jade. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Emma, next
Jade.
time.
Triangle A prime, B prime, C prime is the image of triangle ABC under translation. Determine the translation.
Perfect. And I have this slightly different form now. Looks like Charles is ready to answer it. I want to try to give it to someone that hasn't done math yet today. Yeah, how's he?
Is it 4 to the left and 2 up?
It is indeed 4 left and 2 up. How'd you get that?
By like moving the things. Like if A is right here, I'm gonna go 2 up and 4 to the left. Because you have to go to the A prime.
Exactly. Yeah. Well stated. Yeah, thank you. And that works for B to B prime. That works for C to C prime. You can check them all. Like B also goes 1, 2 up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 left. You could have chosen any point to start out, and they should all be the same. And if they're not, I've made a mistake, or Khan Academy has made a mistake. And it's also another way to verify translations once we get to that lesson. Cool. Can you guys give me a fist 5 on examples 1 through 3 before we move on to 4 and 5? Everyone's giving me 5, 5, 3, 5, 5, 4. All right, cool. Raise your hand in if you need any more time to copy stuff down. Otherwise, we're moving on. One more. 2 people need some more time. You can leave your hand down. Just give me the thumbs up when you're ready to go. Just looking at Esha and Jose right now. All right, so we have this new one, and I'll let you guys have some time to copy this down. All right, so we're back. Anyone want to read example 4? It's a nice quick read, Kira.
Well, I was actually raising my hand to do it, but I'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little overeager. Point B prime, -25, is the image of B 6, -3 under translation. Determine the translation.
Cool. You can go ahead and solve it too then.
Okay. Well, never mind that. I don't know. I'm having trouble understanding. I thought I got it, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess if it helps, you can kind of sketch it out. So my sketch on just blank paper, -2, 5 is roughly -2, 5 is right about there. That's B prime, and B is 6, -3. So 6 is out here, -3 right about there. So there's my B. So somehow I'm going, it looks like I'm going left and up in my sketch, but I don't know by how much, and that's why I have to do some math. Yeah, Kira.
I think I get it now.
Okay, yeah.
I
go
read
for
it as 25, and so that really confused me. So
Okay.
I think for x, you want to do -2 minus 6, maybe. And then for y, you do 5 minus -3, which -2 minus 6 is -8,
That's
and
correct.
then 5 minus -3 is +8. And so b -8, 8.
Yeah, so if you had some sort of vector like that, so you could say something like -8, 8 would be a translation vector. In terms of using left, up, right, down, stuff like that, how would you say that?
Let's see. So you want 8 left and 8 up.
There it is. Left and up again. Maybe I should switch it up for next note since there should be different eventually. But yeah, nice. And then yeah, this part is a little bit confusing because what if you did -6 minus, or sorry, 6 minus -2 instead, and then what if you did -3 minus -5? Typically speaking, in order to find the vector, you always want to do your image minus your source, and that will give you the correct translation vector. And I've been using this word vector, and I haven't formally defined it. Vector just means an arrow moving from one place to the other. So I have a magnitude and direction. I'm moving by this amount, and it has the embedded amount and direction in there. Yeah, Wyatt, question?
Mr. Sindel, how did you get 8 up? Were you going from B to B prime?
Yeah, trying to get from B to B prime. So I started down here at the y coordinate -3, and then I have to go up in order to get to a +5.
Okay.
Yeah, and also another common mistake is mixing up your source and your image. You're always starting with the non-prime, and then you're going to your prime. All right. Let's try another slightly harder problem. Example number 5. This one we have to draw. So if you have a ruler at your house, I would definitely recommend grabbing it. Try your best to draw a straight line. If you do not, maybe you can use, I don't know, what do I have around here that I could theoretically use? I have an iPad. That's how fancy I am. I'm so rich, I don't have a ruler, but I can use an iPad to draw a straight line. Okay, who wants to try this one?
Who's behind you on the desk?
I think I've heard from Wyatt and Charles for mathy stuff so far. I want to hear more voices for math problems.
Oh, can I read this one?
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
Draw the image of the quadrilateral ABCD under the translation. X, Y, X plus 8, comma, Y.
There it is, yeah. And it's a quadrilateral, just meaning it has four sides and 4 angles. Yeah, thank you. And are you having a problem with your camera, Emma?
Yeah, my Wi-Fi, it's a little weird again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you just let me know next time so I don't accidentally take off points. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are we gonna do this? Who wants to solve it now? Thank you for reading again, Emma. Someone new, hopefully. Who hasn't done math yet today? I think it's just Ulysses and Ugo. I will randomly call on one of you two unless one wants to volunteer themselves as tribute. All right.
I could try.
Oh yeah, go for it, Ugo.
You have to like go over right, 8 right.
Yeah, this is saying 8 right for
And you
this piece
don't
right here.
go up or down.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the key point. This Y didn't do anything. You don't go up, you don't go down. Okay, so what is a point that I should draw? Do you want to start with A, B, C, D? Which one do you want to start with?
I'll do D.
Okay, so where are we going to move D to get to D prime?
It'll be at 8 and 4.
A4, and there's our D prime. Cool. You want to do another one?
Sure.
We'll get the next two to Ulysses.
Okay. Another one would be at the 3 and 11.
Oh yeah, so for A, right?
Oh wait, no, wait. No, for C, I mean
Oh, C, okay, yeah, so C goes 11,
13. I mean
13,
and 3.
13, 3. All right, and there's C prime. Thank you. Yep. All right, Ulysses, now it's your turn. I need to find A prime and B prime.
For B, would it be 0 and 15?
Yeah, it's actually 15 then 0, so 15 is always the exponent.
Oh, okay.
Yep, good. There's our B prime. And what about our A prime?
It'd be 11, -2.
11, -2. Yeah, there is A prime. And this is where we need our ruler. We just need to connect those. So shoink.
Mr. Sindel, I didn't have enough space, so I just wrote like all the numbers, like what they were. D prime equals 8.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a good note-taking strat. If you can't fit everything, just make sure at least the numbers are good. And then just visually inspecting this thing, it does look like it's still the same shape. Like it doesn't look like it accidentally got bigger or an angle weirdly changed. Everything should still be the same. And it's called a rigid transformation, meaning that if I have a cut out piece of paper of this original shape, even if it's rotated, it doesn't matter, but the same shape is still there. I didn't magically wave a wand and it got bigger or smaller or somehow morphed into another shape. It's the same piece of paper, maybe just in a different orientation. And that, again, is called a rigid transformation. We'll get to the formal definition of that later. Cool, that's all I have for the notes. Let's maybe pause here for a little bit to make sure that everyone has it down. I'll come back down to the notes, but for now, can we do a fist of 5 for our objective today? Calculate and graph translations numerically and graphically. How well do you feel about this lesson and objective? Emma's giving the thumbs up. I'm going to say that's either a 4 or 5 from Emma. I'm getting 4, 4.5, 5, 4, 4, 4. Is that a 5 wide? It is 5. Yeah, pretty good. All right, so I'll leave this example 5 up in case you need to still copy it down. We have Khan Academy. I think it's 3 assignments tonight because they're all kind of like simple translation typey things. Anyway, so 2 things for tonight, right? 1, make sure all of your notes and summaries are on Google Slides, and 2, do all of those Khan Academy assignments. Since we're doing busy work now, you have my permission to turn off your cameras if you'd like. And just stay in the Zoom room. I will dismiss you guys when class ends.
Okay.